Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
Obviously, there's been a big jump in the price of, well, really, XRP certainly, but pretty much every crypto in the entire asset class, which started, what, about, I don't know, 36 hours ago, somewhere in that neighborhood, at least at the time that I'm recording this anyway. Fantastic to see that, but what I really wanted to highlight is this idea that on-demand liquidity continues to get used. And admittedly, as far as it pertains to this article, I don't know for sure if the transactions that they cite here were specifically for the purpose of on-demand liquidity, again, utilizing XRP as a bridge currency, but I do want to highlight that RippleNet continues to expand, and look, they're a developer, they're not the end-all be-all, but Ripple is a developer on top of the XRP ledger, and they're having an impact. So even though their efforts aren't impacting the price of XRP, I still insist that any cryptocurrency that's going to have long-term viability, it's going to be thanks to the fact that it's solving real problems for real people. In the case of XRP, thankfully, there are multiple use cases, so it's not just Ripple, there are multiple use cases for it, so various problems being solved for all sorts of different types of people. Anyway, I want to talk about that. Also, I want to talk about the idea, at least briefly, of Ripple burning their XRP that is in escrow, some or all of it. Would that actually benefit the price of XRP? I got some thoughts on that. And then also there's this headline, and I do like seeing this stuff here. Look at this from Crypto. U.S. Senator Ted Cruz bought as much as $50,000 Bitcoin during the latest crypto market meltdown. So it's just further adoption. And I've long said that, you know, you worry about governments banning crypto. Let me tell you this. My generation, and especially younger, and certainly some older, but in particular my generation younger, and I'm 38 years old, mind you, heavily interested in digital assets. And so eventually these people are going to be in positions of power. And do you think that all these people holding Bitcoin and XRP and other cryptos are going to ban it? I'm telling you, it's not going away ever. So anyway, plenty to talk about, but before going any further ado, and to be clear, I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I'm not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. And so just to drive home the point that RippleNet, for the indefinite future, is here to stay, and on-demand liquidity utilizing XRP as a bridge currency, I just want to briefly highlight further adoption here. Here's a headline from Finance Feeds from just 2 days ago. Ripple's relationship with global regulators in stark contrast with US SEC. Ripple remains one of the leading figures in the world of digital assets, while the firm continues to pursue its mission of disrupting cross-border settlement by using its blockchain technology and network. It has to deal with the many regulators across the globe. The company is happy to say it has cozied up with most, but unfortunately not with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, with whom it has been fighting in the New York federal court that may well define the future of the digital assets. Now, as part of its good relationship with the Bank of England, Ripple was able to partner with UK payments platform Modular to enable seamless payments into the United Kingdom and Europe. This will allow businesses to run real-time payments internationally, powered by Ripple's financial technology, RippleNet. Modular offers a payments-as-a-service solution into the European and UK payment rails with access to critical payment infrastructure in the UK, including faster payments and BACS, CHAPS, SWIFT, and SCPA in Europe. So look, that specifically, you're talking about adoption of RippleNet, and that's the messaging portion. When people say payments, which is what's being referenced generally speaking when RippleNet's referenced, when you say payments is actually just messaging. It's not the actual movement of money. Settlement is the actual movement of money. And the only solution for the train wreck that is the world of global cross-border payments and settlements, and as far as the settlement portion is concerned, the only solution humans have devised, ever since SWIFT was created, 50 years ago or however long it's been, it requires the usage of a decentralized cryptocurrency with an open market price, and XRP is the only one that's being positioned for this. And so if they're already jumping on board and they're enjoying the messaging portion that Ripple offers because even that's a superior technology, why wouldn't they at some point, when there's sufficient liquidity and there's no more concerns about regulatory clarity, once those boxes are checked, why wouldn't they utilize XRP as a bridge currency? And of course they will, right? I think that's what's most probable. We'll see what happens as time unfolds. I think that's what's most probable. And so what then? As people and individual investors jump into the crypto space and they want to diversify, might they invest in XRP as a store of value because they're like, well, it needs to be used for these other business models. Might it be sticking around for a while? I'm going to bet yes. As a result, I'm going to invest in XRP as a store of value, just to let my money sit there, at least stay neutral, if not appreciate. Kind of like people treat gold. That's the way that I see this ultimately unfold. And so I'm seeing the actual adoption of RippleNet, and this is just one use case. Again, there are other use cases. It's not the end-all be-all. There are multiple use cases, which makes it even more exciting as far as I'm concerned. But on-demand liquidity continues to get adopted. And from Ripple's perspective, despite all corridors touching the United States effectively being shut down at this point of time thanks to the SEC litigation against Ripple, despite that, Ripple has had the best year on record in 2021. Not just for RippleNet, which is the messaging portion of their proprietary software, but also on-demand liquidity. It's up substantially, as I've reported on this channel. And on-demand liquidity, utilizing XRP as a bridge currency, now accounts for about, I think the percentage was 25% of total transactions on RippleNet. Maybe it was 20%, but for some reason I was thinking 25%. Either way, it's right around there. The point is, it's substantial. Rather substantial. And these entities utilizing XRP as a bridge currency are doing it because it's solving a real problem for them. It's putting them in a better position than their business was in prior to them utilizing that technology. That's amazing, because almost no cryptocurrencies on the planet are functionally used for anything. Might this bode well for XRP holders? Because again, I think that any cryptocurrency that has staying power, as long as it's solving one problem and it's widely adopted, or just adopted to whatever degree for solving that one problem, you're good. Well, here's one. There's more, but here's one. So as long as you got at least one, it's not going to go away. I don't think people are going to throw away something that has actual value, and value is different than price. When we talk about price, it's just open market price of an asset. When I say value, I'm talking about XRP in this case solving real problems for real people. That's the value portion of this. And I try to not use those words interchangeably, because to me they do mean different things, and sometimes I accidentally do, but they mean different things, right? Now take a look at this. Here's a tweet from XRP community member Stefan Huber. This is this is on the topic of Ripple burning their escrowed XRP holdings, because they hold a huge quantity of XRP, which, by the way, I've always been fine with. In fact, I found it appealing that there's an entity, a company, that is the biggest cheerleader on the planet for a decentralized cryptocurrency. I found that appealing. But I'm also not ideologically driven like Bitcoin maximalists. I was like, how about that? And I was just thinking, okay, fine. If they burn me and they just start dumping on the market, and go, okay, fine, then fine. Fool me once, shame on me. But they'd get screwed, because I still think that XRP ledger, the validator nodes, I think that they would probably vote to do something. Like, for instance, burn all of Ripple's escrowed XRP. So I don't think Ripple's going to behave like that. But what if Ripple, for some reason, found it beneficial for the ecosystem and thus themselves to get rid of a large amount of their holdings? Would the price of XRP moon immediately? Would that happen? Would XRP just shoot up in price? Well, I got some thoughts on this, and we can actually look at a little case study of Stellar Lumens, XLM. And so Stefan Huber sarcastically tweeted out the following: Ripple's escrow must be burned, then we go to the moon. Anyone who says otherwise is a stupid Ripple fanboy. And so he was being facetious there, obviously, and then he wrote, freaking clowns. This is true. And so look at this chart. This is showing Stellar Lumens, XLM. In this little part where I'm circling here, he's noting that Stellar burns 55 billion XLM, half of the entire supply, and the price shot up from 21 cents to 27 cents, but then it went down to 7 cents. And then he sarcastically wrote, to the moon! Well, why would that happen? Think about that. The supply's burnt. Supply and demand dynamics, shouldn't it just go up? Oh, no, folks. That's not how it works. You need to consider the amount of XRP that is for sale on exchanges today, because that's where the real supply and demand dynamics are actually taking place. Think about this. Given that Ripple's escrowed XRP is locked up, even Ripple can't move it. They literally can't. It's cryptographically sealed. even if you burnt that, if you could magically just burn it all today and it's no longer exists and the market knows that, well, that doesn't change the amount of XRP being bought and sold on a cryptocurrency exchanges the world over. It has zero impact immediately. Zero. Z-E-R-O, zero impact immediately. Now, that's not to say that there couldn't necessarily be an impact upon the news of this getting out. People can get all excited. People are irrational. And despite the fact that the same amount of XRP is available on exchanges, people could get exuberant, get the news, and then people start putting the XRP on exchanges, and then there's more, if there's sufficient demand, maybe that all gets bought up also, and the price just rises. That can happen. You saw a little burst here with XLM, and then it quickly cratered afterwards. So again, you could see that. I just think that would be a temporary thing, and it wouldn't matter, because the amount on exchanges functionally is not different. So given that it would have zero impact outside of that, what other consideration is there? Okay, well, here's the deal. Ripple back in like 2017, and I don't know if their plan has changed since then because I just haven't seen an update since then, but back in May of 2017, they announced a 30-year plan to release almost all of their XRP into the XRP ecosystem, right? And so if that's never to get introduced over a span of that period of time, well, yeah, of course, supply and demand takes that. But what I'm saying is if you drizzle it into the XRP ecosystem over time, with each little drizzle, you don't notice a global shift in the price of XRP. So over a sustained period of time, if you take a hypothetical scenario where that does unfold, where it is introduced over decades versus a hypothetical scenario where it is not introduced, obviously those two situations, the outcome decades later, would be different. That would impact the price of XRP. I'm just saying that right now, here in the short term, no, other than a little emotional burst, it's not going to cause the price of XRP to just rocket up, because that's completely illogical and irrational. It doesn't make any sense. It's not impacting the supply and demand dynamics. It just isn't. That's not how this works. And so as far as whether or not they should, well, I'm willing to be persuaded on this. If there's a consideration that would make it really good for the XRP ecosystem and not be unfair to Ripple, okay, fine. I'm willing to have a conversation about that. Even Ripple is open to this. In fact, take a look at this headline. This is from April 22nd of last year, 2021, from Yahoo, and it's titled, "Ripple Could Burn Over $61 Billion of XRP Tokens, CEO Says." During a recent interview, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse said that he is always open to new ideas that are good for the XRP ecosystem when asked about whether the firm would burn the coins held in its escrow, and he said the following. This is a quote from Brad Garlinghouse. "I don't rule anything out, and I think to the extent that there's things that make sense for the XRP ecosystem, then certainly Ripple would look at that." And so there you go. I'm not convinced at this point that it would be some sort of mass benefit, and I don't know how much you'd reasonably want to have for a globally adopted XRP for multiple use cases, including XRP as a bridge currency, which is moving ideally, or would move in the future, ideally trillions of dollars worth of fiat currencies around the planet per day. I don't know what would be the sweet spot for that. I don't know that it functionally matters, because you're just it's just supply and demand. It is what it is. I just, again, willing to have a conversation on it. I don't know why it would be beneficial to Ripple though, and why they do it. I don't. So could it happen? Okay, I mean, Stellar did it. They thought that would somehow be beneficial. But even they, to be honest with you, I researched that when it happened. I read all sorts of publicly available articles. I talked about it on my channel. They didn't make clear what their rationale was for that, why they thought it was beneficial for them. They didn't. So it just wasn't clear. So I don't know. How could that be? And don't say legal though, because even the SEC is not arguing that Ripple's escrowed XRP holdings have anything to do with whether or not XRP is a security. It has to do with whether or not they sold it. Ripple could have all the XRP in the world. They could have 99% of it. And as long as they don't sell any, had they not sold any of it, even if they had 99%, the SEC would have no legal claim that it was sold as an unregistered security because they didn't sell any. So it's not about the quantity that's held. It has nothing to do with the massive quantities in escrow. And the SEC isn't even arguing that, to be honest with you. All right, now into this from Xi Crypto. U.S. Senator Ted Cruz bought as much as $50,000 worth of Bitcoin during the latest crypto market meltdown. And I love this. I love to see people in high places getting into crypto. This is good. Ted Cruz added more Bitcoin to his personal portfolio during the recent price carnage. A new financial disclosure with the U.S. Senate on February 4th shows that the Texas junior senator scooped between $15,000 and $50,000 on January 25th. According to the filing, the purchase was executed via high-end Bitcoin brokerage River Financial. Cruz indeed bought the dip, as Bitcoin and other cryptos had sunk to levels not seen in 6 months at the time. In particular, Bitcoin dipped below $37,000 shortly after the Federal Reserve announced it was going to cease printing money and make it more expensive to borrow so as to shore up the economy and keep soaring inflation in check. And so, look, I don't want to read the whole article. I just wanted to get the idea across and share the news with you. To me, this is positive because, again, we need more friendly people in high places, people friendly to crypto in high places within the government. And I would argue governments the world over. And that is what's going to happen. Because as the older people, and there are people much older than me that are pro-crypto, I'm sure some of them are listening now, and I say yay you, because we're all on the cutting edge as far as, this financial revolution is concerned, so yay all of us.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below, and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.